Hello, my name is Tom. I'm a 65-year-old runner. Today's video is going to be about motivation to run, motivation to exercise. So I'm going to examine how we can overcome the obstacle of not wanting to run and exercise, and perhaps even how to learn how to enjoy running or exercise so that it takes very little motivation to do it. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like, and I invite you also to subscribe to my channel. It seems to me there's at least two ways to look at motivation. First, there's how to get motivated to do things that you don't look forward to doing. And secondly, there's motivation to do the things that you do look forward to doing. So the first one, doing things that you don't want to do, of course, that's the most difficult thing. Back in the days when I worked, I'm retired now, I had jobs that I did not look forward to going to. But I still got out of bed, got to work on time, and exercised discipline. So I cowboyed up every morning, went to work, even though I may not have liked my job at the time. So I had motivation to do that. And so likewise, for those of us that may not be motivated to run or work out, well, in my case, I do look forward to running, but I don't necessarily look forward to going to the gym and working out on the cycling machine and strength training and that kind of stuff. I don't find that particularly enjoyable. However, I still do it. How do we get motivated to actually make that decision to, get out of bed or stick to our routine and actually run or go to the gym? There are some things, you might want to call them mental manipulations, things that you can do to trick yourself into actually going to the gym on a regular basis when you don't want to. One thing is to make it into a routine, make it into something that you do mindlessly, something that you don't even have to think about. For instance, if you're a morning person and you find it works best in your schedule to get up and go to the gym before work, organize an actual routine that you don't have to think about, that you can just do it on muscle memory. And that is much more easier than when the alarm goes off and you lay down there thinking about, oh, this is what I got to do. This is, I got to get up. Oh, got to get my gym clothes on. Oh, got to do this, got to do that. Well, what you should do is just have your gym clothes laid out ahead of time so that you don't even have to think about getting them organized and getting them together. Just, have everything ready to go in a mindless way so you can just get up, make your coffee, turn on your coffee maker, go to the gym, get your coffee prepared the night before. So all you got to do is just press the on button on your coffee maker. Those kinds of things. Make it a mindless routine so that you don't have to worry about it and cogitate when that alarm goes off. Another mental manipulation, if you want to call it that, another mental manipulation that you can do would be to write a list of all of the whys. Why is it that I want to get up early in the morning and go to the gym? What are my reasons? What are some good reasons? What are some bad reasons? So I recommend just getting out a pencil and a notepad and just brainstorm. Write down all the reasons that you should get up in the morning and go to the gym. For me, my reasons are, there's two things that I do at the gym. I get on the indoor cycling machine and cycle for a half hour, something that I really don't like to do. And the other thing is strength training. And I don't particularly enjoy doing strength training either. So, but I know for a fact that both of those activities are beneficial and they help my running. Running is something that I do enjoy doing. I do enjoy going out there and running. And I'm going to discuss that type of motivation later, the type of motivation where you're just intrinsically easily motivated to go out and do something because you love that activity or you enjoy doing that activity. I am motivated to strength train, to go to the gym and actually do strength training because I know that it's something that I really need to do to keep my legs strong, to keep my hips strong, to keep my core strong, to keep everything strong, so which will prevent injury so that I can run. So all this strength training actually enables me to run without injury. And I am certain that that is the case. And so that motivates me to actually go to the gym because if I don't do it, then I'll get injured and I won't be able to run the activity that I want to do. Cycling, why do I do that? Cycling is something that I do twice a week. I do it on alternate days on days that I don't run. I do it to supplement my running. I only run 3 days a week. I am injury prone, and so I've concluded that I can only run 3 days a week. And so I want to fill in the gap, fill in that fitness gap with some cycling. And that motivates me. I'm pretty competitive. I want to race 5Ks and get my times down. And so, so I'm thinking that cycling, might take off a couple of seconds in my 5K time. So there you go. That's my motivation. Okay, let me talk about the second aspect of motivation, and which is the easy one. Sort of easy, but actually it's not so easy. Uh, it has to do with being motivated to do those things you actually look forward to. In a sense, motivation might not even be an aspect to it. I mean, you want to do something, you're going to do it. And so you're motivated intrinsically. Uh, doesn't take any willpower, you just do it. Okay, for instance, running. I enjoy running and I'm motivated, I have the energy to do it. So I do it. So, what about those of you who don't enjoy running necessarily, but you still have this desire to make it a habit, to make it a routine? Or the same applies to exercise in the gym. Let's delve into some of the reasons why we don't have the energy, why we don't have the desire to go to the gym or to run. There might be some very legitimate reasons. First of all, if your nutrition is bad, if you're eating a lot of junk food, an unhealthy diet, your energy levels are going to be low. And your motivation to do activities and physical activities isn't going to be there. You're not going to want to do it. So I definitely recommend getting your nutrition in order, stay away from the junk food. That's something that happened to me 3.5 years ago, over 3.5 years ago, maybe, boy, has it been 4 years already? I was diagnosed, I've mentioned this before, I was diagnosed pre-diabetic. And so that motivated me to get my nutrition in order. I cut out refined sugar, cut out junk food. Actually, I reduced my carbs in general, even the healthy carbs. I didn't go on a keto diet. Don't don't misinterpret me there. It is good to eat some carbs, in my opinion. I improved my nutrition, and I'm telling you, my energy levels went up. And it was soon after doing that that I actually had a desire to start exercising again, to start running again. And that happened about 3.5 years ago, and I've been wanting to run ever since. I don't have to force myself to get out the door and go for a run. I want to do it. And a lot of the reason for that is because of healthy nutrition and my energy levels are high. And so that's something for a 65-year-old. Another reason for low motivation or a lack of energy or a lack of desire to actually start an exercise program or to get out the door and run. Another reason is poor sleep. Maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Sleep is incredibly important for both your physical well-being and your mental, emotional, and psychological well-being. If you're not getting enough sleep, then all sorts of negative things can result. Of course, on the subject that we're on today, you're not going to feel like exercising. You're not going to feel like going out the door and running. It's really important that you maintain good sleeping habits. And I know that's easier said than done. So if it's something that you have made attempts to go to bed early, so you can get that 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep, but it just never has worked. You wake up in the middle of the night, or you wake up an hour before the alarm goes off. That's my problem. I tend to wake up too early, and it's hard for me to get back to sleep. Anyway, if you really have some serious sleep problems, then that's something to talk to your doctor about, and there's remedies for that. So talk to your doctor and see if you can get that taken care of. It's very important. Okay, let's say that you have your nutrition in order, you're eating healthy, and you're getting plenty of sleep, but you still don't have motivation, you're still lacking energy. Well, there could be some other problems. First of all, there may be some physical problems that you have. Maybe you have a thyroid problem that, I've heard that, people with thyroid that's not working properly can be depressed. They can definitely lack energy, that kind of thing. I'm just throwing that out there as an example. I mean, there's a myriad of other possible physical problems. Again, see your doctor and get checked up. Maybe they can get to the bottom of the problem why you're lacking energy. Another possibility is mental illness or depression or anxiety or those kinds of things. Those can cause fatigue. Those can cause you to be exhausted. And those can take away the motivation to exercise or go for a run. Likewise, with psychological problems or mental illness, depression, anxiety, if your diet is in order, if your sleep is in order, and yet you're still uh, suffering from some kind of mental illness, then again, see your doctor. Talk to your doctor and see if you can get that taken care of. So if you deal with the physical or psychological things that are keeping you exhausted, keeping you unmotivated, if you can get those in order and get your energy levels back up, then that's 90% of the battle. Then you'll actually feel like going to the gym. You'll actually feel like going for a run. My goal is just to give you some reasons, some actual suggestions, tips for getting motivated. So first, figure out the whys. Why is it worth it to me to actually get out the door and go to the gym or go for a run? Why is it worth it even when I don't feel like doing it? And secondly, what can I do to actually make myself feel like doing it? How can I get the energy to do that? So I hope that I've answered some of those questions and given you a few tips and ideas that'll help you get motivated to actually exercise or to run. Another thing that may help you find motivation is to stop running. Okay, what I mean by that is it's possible that you genuinely do not enjoy running. So my advice would be to find some kind of cardio or aerobic kind of a exercise that you enjoy. Maybe it's going for a walk. on a regular basis. Maybe it's hiking, maybe it's cycling. Although if you do decide to do outdoor cycling, please be careful, and don't have an accident, especially if you're in your 60s or older. Our balance tends to not be as good. I can tell you for a fact that my balance has gone downhill just in the last couple of years. And I've decided not to do outdoor cycling. Um, had a near accident about a year ago when I was attempting to do outdoor cycling, and part of that was just a vision problem, balance problem, that kind of a thing. I was very fortunate to escape a big accident. Experiment around and see what type of an aerobic or cardio workout that you enjoy. Maybe you have a lake nearby and you can do some rowing. Maybe you enjoy swimming. Personally, I don't like to swim. I think it's kind of boring, but maybe you love it. So if you have a pool nearby, then swim on a regular basis. Find something that you enjoy and do it. And that'll get you out the door. Have something that you actually look forward to doing. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. And again, if you did, then please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. See you next time.